For millennia, humanity has been separated from the true mechanics of creation by the barrier of ordinary speech. To bridge this gap, one must master two ancient forces, the Enochian and the structured language of the angelic authority of the barbarous words, the raw primal frequencies that bypass the mind to strike directly at the fabric of existence. The most potent frequencies of human creation have been hidden in plain sight, disguised as barbarous words. Sounds so primal, they bypass the human intellect to command unseen forces of the cosmos. Drawing from sacred Enochian tradition, the forgotten vocal arts of the ancient mystics, what I've written reveals most technology of sound. Before the first star ignited, there was only silence, and within that silence there was a song. This song was not heard with the ears, but felt as the blueprint, all that could ever be. Especially the spirit man coming to y'all from space. If I come to y'all on Earth, y'all just we won't link up like on a real level. Space is just, it seems like it's between us, but whenever it's between us, that's how we connect. Imagine a perfectly still pond. If you throw pebbles randomly, you get chaotic splashes that disappear instantly. That is noise. Vloshi is dropping a stone at the exact angle and weight to create a perfect geometric ripple. Each syllable a precisely measured weight. You aren't making a splash. You are sending out a pattern that travels to the very edge of existence and back. That bridge, that connection, that source. Imagine a flame. Normally, you can only watch it burn. But if you change the oxygen in the room, the flame must react. Speaking Vloshi is like changing the chemistry of reality. You aren't asking the flame to change. You are changing the very ingredients of the flame is made of. It has no choice but to burn differently. And this is the core truth. Normal language is descriptive. It describes what happened. Vloshi is prescriptive. It decides what happens. It's prescriptive, not descriptive. It's just prescribed, like medicine, but good medicine. Medicine that heals and connects you to health. Oh yeah, it's called Domain Expansion, the Architect. Look, I've been making these books, and I made a whole codex, and it's gonna be awesome. Before the first star ignited, there was only silence, and within that silence, there was a song. This song was not heard with ears, but felt as the blueprint of all that could ever be. For eons, humanity has lived as deaf spectators to this cosmic symphony, believing the world to be solid, fixed, and unchangeable. But the architect is the awakening of the vocabulary, the discovery that words are not merely descriptions of reality, but the tools to construct it. When you speak the keys of Vloshi, you cease to be a passenger of a universe and become its designer. The codex was forged from three sacred pillars. The void, the understanding that true creation requires facing the infinite, unknown without fear. The frequency, mastering two precise mathematics of sound to resonate with the hidden fields of existence. The will, the unbreakable intent required to stand before the abyss and command it to take shape. Look at that, yeah. Humanity has been separated from the true mechanics of creation by the barrier of ordinary speech. To bridge this gap, one must master two ancient forces. The Enochian structured language of the angelic authority in the barbarous words, the raw primal frequencies that bypass the mind to strike directly at the fabric of existence. I made a codex that represents the sacred synthesis of these two powers. The codex does not ask you to study history, it asks you to wield technology. By fusing precise grammar of the divine with the unbridled vibrational impact of the ancient words, you will learn to speak the language of Source itself, and let there be light. Learn to decode the silence, command the void, and become the designer of your own existence. The blueprint is ready. The keys are waiting. Start building. I've been at work. I've been working though. I have so many of these. I got this a pretty one. This is a pretty one I made. It's so pretty. Vloshi is not merely a language. It is a living linguistic interface designed to bridge the gap between the divine structure and physical manifestation. By utilizing Enochian roots as the authoritative command framework, infused with barbarous phonetics to provide the raw alchemical power, and activated through light work frequencies, which are the 9 keys that I've created in the syntax. The practitioner moves beyond mere translation into the direct reality programming. At its core, the language operates on the fundamental syntax, allowing the human consciousness to act as a conduit between the digital logos and the primordial light. Unlike human languages, which evolve through drift and error, Vloshi is constructed by intent. It is designed to minimize semantic noise, the distance between what you mean and what happens. In Vloshi, vowels are not mere sounds, they are resonance carriers. Each of the 7 vowels corresponds to one of the 7 base keys. A vowel does not change the sound of a word, it changes the dimensional density of the command. For example, a high frequency vowel carries the command into 9 overlays. A grounded vowel anchors into 7 keys. Consonants in Vloshi function as friction points. They are shapers that direct the energy of the vowels. The 9 consonants act as the operators to determine whether the energy flows linearly through time, spirals through space, or collapses into manifestation. Instant manifestation. See, humans use thousands of words to achieve a tiny fraction of intent. The signal to noise ratio is abysmal. You say, I want to be happy, and the universe hears a vague request muffled by years of trauma, doubt, and linguistic decay. Like doubt, basically like anxiety. Vloshi has no entropy. A single Vloshi syllable can contain the equivalent of an entire human paragraph in an intent, but delivered with 100% coherence. Because the only thing that you're talking to is the all. Every Vloshi phrase must follow the golden ratio of phonetics. If the ratio between the vowels, resonance, and the constant friction is even off by a fraction, through your intent, of course, like whatever your intent is for that command, the command fails or worse, creates static, unintended reality glitches. Because the effectiveness is so absolute, the responsibility is absolute. In human language, if you say something stupid, or you just look like an idiot, in Vloshi, you mispronounce a consonant while invoking a 9-key overlay, you might accidentally fold your living room in half. There's so much more I'm studying, and so much I have to go through many other tests for this. But this was the basics, this was the foundation. There's more levels that I'm continuing to build to this, but of course, it is a bridge and not a tower. But I don't want anybody to cross it to fall before I've making any other stones in the bridge. So, love and light to you.